Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to be spending some time on the Compliance West MegaPulse D8-PF. We'll start by going over a little bit about the system, then we'll move to the connections in the front and the back, and then finally we'll go ahead and we'll modify some testing criteria and we'll run a quick test. The MegaPulse D8-PF is the newest version of the MegaPulse series designed for defibrillation-proof testing. The D8-PF includes a few modifications to the older D5-PF, including the addition of another 100 ohm impedance designed for compliance to the newest version of IEC 60601-2-26, figure 201.101. This test system can also be used for testing to a variety of other requirements, including IEC 60601-2-34, IEC 60601-2-49, and IEC 60601-2-27, and many others. We have our D8-PF configured with options for the sine wave generator and HV jumper. Let's go ahead now, let's take a brief look at the data sheet and some of the different options that are available. Here's page 3 of the data sheet. As you can see, there's a variety of different options that are available. We have our systems configured with the 00-SG option, as well as the 00-100X option. All these options that are shown here are typically ordered with the systems initially. Taking a look at some of the options towards the bottom, we have the medical breakout box, as well as the Pelican foam case. These are both external to the system, with the breakout box being able to be ordered separately if needed. I'll put a link in the description below for the Compliance West website where additional information can be found on the medical breakout box. The final option is an ISO 17025 calibration of the unit, which we include with the rental of our MegaPulse systems. Let's go ahead now. Let's take a closer look at the front of the MegaPulse D8-PF. Here's the front of the D8-PF, which is very similar to some of the D5-PF test systems. We'll go ahead and we'll walk through some of the features briefly. For additional information, go ahead and take a look at the other video we made on the D5-PF or the user manual for the D8-PF. I'll put a link for those below in the description as well. Let's go ahead now and let's start with the blue section at the top and let's work our way right. Along the top we have 6 boxes. The first is energy measurement, pass-fail reference, aux output, S3, inductor, and finally all the way on the right we have the S2. As mentioned before, we have the sine wave generator option installed, and as you can see, we have the adjustment knobs and BNC output towards the bottom of the S2 section. If the unit doesn't have this option, the BNC will be labeled input and is designed for the connection to the output of a signal generator. Looking at the bottom section of the unit now, starting on the left in the corner, we have the voltage adjustment knob. To the right of that, we have the trigger, charge, and the polarity buttons. Next to that, we have the voltage meter. On the right side of the unit, we have the return jack, outputs, and then below that, the measurement point and the Y1, Y2 outputs. Let's go ahead now, let's get the unit turned around and take a look at the back of the D8-PF. Here's the back of the MegaPulse D8-PF. Again, it looks very similar to that of the D5-PF. Let's start in the upper left-hand corner. There we have our short and open load connections. If these aren't being used, there needs to be a jumper placed across them. Below that, in the lower left-hand corner, we have our energy measurement and ground connections. As we work our way towards the right side, we have the interlock and test minder, and then below that we have our AC input. As you can see, we have the 110 to 120 volt option as it's indicated there. Below that you can see the other voltage option, 220 to 230 volts, which can be ordered as well. Let's go ahead now, let's get the unit turned around and spend some time modifying testing criteria and running a quick test from the front panel. Here's the front of the D8-PF. Let's go ahead now and let's modify some different criteria and let's run a quick test. Starting along the top in the blue box, we have a series of push buttons with the highlighted criteria being active. Let's go ahead now, let's start from the left and let's work our way right. Let's be sure the pass-fail reference is off, the aux output switch is set to return, and S3 is set to open. As we work our way right, we have our inductor options. You can see right now we have our 500 microhenry and 11 ohms set. We need to adjust that to 10 ohms. So to do that, just select the button and switch it to 10 right there. Finally, let's go ahead and let's turn our S2 option off. Taking a look now at the display, let's go ahead and make some adjustments. We're looking to change the voltage to 5,000 volts positive. To modify the voltage, just adjust the knob to the left of the display, just like that, and let's change it to 5,000 volts. Let's go ahead now and let's be sure our polarity is set to normal or positive, and everything looks like we're ready to go now. As you can see on the right of the display, we have our differential probe connected to the black return and our 50 ohm output. All right, everything is set up now. Let's go ahead and let's hit the charge button. Let's let the unit charge, and while it's charging, let's make sure our oscilloscope is set up and ready. And then we'll go ahead and we'll hit the trigger. All right, now let's go ahead and let's take a brief look at the waveform. All right, here's a quick look at the waveform we're getting out of the D8-PF. Keep in mind, it is attenuated through our differential probe. However, the wave shape does look correct. All right, that should complete the video today on the Compliance West MegaPulse D8-PF. We began the video by going over a little bit about the unit, then we moved to the connections on the front and the back. Finally, we changed some testing criteria and took a brief look at a waveform. We hope this video has been useful, and please keep us in mind if you ever need to rent the Compliance West MegaPulse D8-PF.